Hello, hello. This is Smol Birb. I'm just going to head straight up in. Ooh. In the darkness of infinite space, on a small asteroid, so small that you can get around it in 10 minutes, or in 5, walking at a good pace, lives, oh my god, damn it, Zyablik. I'm not saying that name a lot. The asteroid is far, far away from other human settlements. The nearest living creatures are thousands of kilometers away, in the constellation of Sagittarius. Heyo. Okay. There are no major trade routes here, and the rockets pass by only once in a while. If anyone does end up here, those are the explorers of the new worlds and civilizations, who boldly go where no man has gone before. And I mean, this is such a banging track in the background that sometimes they stop at Zyablik's to rest and leave him food and flower seeds in gratitude. Every morning, Zyablik wakes up, makes his bed, and waters his flower garden. And there is time for daily cleaning. He sweeps the stones and the stardust scattered by the cosmic winds away from the asteroid. Oh. After lunch, he impatiently looks up at the sky, because up there, on an invisible path, so old that it only exists in memory, large male fish pass by with their mouths full of envelopes. No one knows where they came from, or where they are going, but the fish diligently do their job, and each envelope finds its recipient. Does it now? What is this? It's interesting, but what is it? Whoa. Male fish never make mistakes or get lost in the darkness. Oh, hey, look at a little male fish. I say little one. And each day, one of these fish comes close to Zyablik's small asteroid, leaving on his doorstep a tiny, snow-white, square envelope with a heart drawn on it. He's always looking forward to this moment, because he knows that somewhere far away, he has a friend who sends him a message every day, tells him how she's doing, and what stars are out in the sky today. One day, he would pack up and come to her for her birthday, as he had promised. I say, as he has promised, but the letters have been enough so far. That is, oh, it's actually multiple. Okay, it's actually a whole, like, wow, okay. And Zyablik was happy. Yeah. But one day, no letter was brought. And no letter was brought on the next day, or even the week after. Zyablik began to worry. He waited and waited for the fish to pass by, so he would get a line from the distant soulmate to hold in his hands. But there were no letters. That very day was approaching, the day when he promised to appear before his lady friend. Zyablik was waiting for the right moment, and it finally came. He is ready. It remains to wait for one single postman at least. However, day after day, the sky remained empty and lonely. Oh, that's awful. Wait. Oh no. Look at the cat. No. The cosmic sky glows through the window. The room glimmers with the soft, goldish light of lamps. Their rays gently lick the warm-looking blanket. The table littered with envelopes. The wooden floorboards. The shadows on the walls resemble strange, unseen animals. Ooh. Look at this calendar. Almost all the calendar dates are crossed out. One square is left empty. The next is circled in red. So Zyablik here jumps off the bed, which creaks under his weight. Rubbing his eyes, he softly shuffles to the calendar and picks up a marker to sadly cross out the last day. Oh no. So, today is the day. Maybe I should try it one last time. There have been no male fish for a long time, but I shouldn't lose hope, should I? What if I get lucky? Zyablik turns to the mirror, flattens the folds of his poncho, and smooths the ruffled feathers. What should I put on today? Put on the bucket or put on the cup? I say bucket. Yeah! The bucket falls over his eyes. Oh, takes off the bucket, sized it. No, this won't do. We should try something else. Well, man. The cup slides slightly to the side, giving him the perfect charm. Well, it's time to pack up. Most important thing is not to forget that which matters most. Zyablik approaches the table. All the letters are made of different types of paper. Some of the pages are ordinary, and some are dense and colored with printed images. I'm so brain empty, I'm sorry. All of them are signed carefully, and each one has a stamp on. Zyablik folds the sheets neatly. The letter on top is unsealed, and you can see the edge of the sheet with a text on. Well, I mean, read, right? Is this intended for us? If it's intended for us, I'll read it. Hide it for now. Zyablik slowly binds the letters with a satin ribbon, hides them inside a pocket under the poncho, out of public view. Wow, look at that for presentation. Better safe than sorry. Losing stuff is not what you want to do on a trip. Certainly not. Zyablik looks out of the window, slightly lifting the curtains, which are decorative rather than convenient. Oh, Zyablik is one for aesthetics, I see. The sky outside the window has changed its color to quite a fancish hue. And the time is slowly but surely approaching the lunch mark. The stars in the sky shine brighter than they usually do at this time, as if they have just had a good meal and are now resting. Zyablik pulls the door handle and goes out onto the porch. Here we go. His nose fills with the pleasant scent of flowers, slowly swayed by the cosmic breeze. An embarrassment of riches. There are Aldebaran pimpernels that taste like cheesecakes, theta-scale bluebells that imitate all kinds of sounds, and Cardassian succulents that change their hue due to that of the eyes looking at them. Invisible at first glance, alone among all those flowers hides a delicate earth plant on a thin stalk, a chamomile. Hey. It does not have bright, huge petals or magical properties, but it attracts with its fragile beauty. Zyablik gently, is what I was about to say, gently runs his hand along the petals, squatting by the chamomile, then carefully digs out the flower and transplants it into the nearest flower pot. Diablik joyfully raises the flower pot above his head. His eyes are shining. Yep, he looks fantastic. Great. The perfect gift for the lady friend is found. Everything seems ready, but the most difficult thing remains. To wait for someone to pass by the asteroid, and then everything will be like clockwork. Diablik approaches the swing and gently pushes it. The swing moves slowly back and forth. Diablik sits on the swing and raises his head to the sky, barely swaying his legs. Oh, I see this. I see that. The creak of the swing is so soothing. It creaks as if telling amazing stories about love and friendship. About huge space lions competing in a battle for the throne, while a young man with a braid annoys the teacher with questions about life, death, and space. While the stars collide, setting off fireworks of tiny sparks and igniting black holes. Diablik snuggles against the cold pipe of the swing and nods, clutching his flower pot. It will all work out. Indeed it will. Familiar sounds are heard. At first they seem delirious and cloudy, and then somewhere far away in the sky a moving dot appears. Something barely mumbles, but then these sounds get louder and louder, turning into puffing, rumbling, and bawdy songs. Diablik flinches, waking up from a sweet dream. Diablik hides the flower pot under his poncho and races onto the swing, standing tall with his 2 feet and trying to figure out the shape of the creature in the cosmic blue. He holds his hand over his eyes, squinting. Let me get a good look at you. What in the world is that? A minute later, the pop-eyed creature is seen clearly. It has a funny fishtail and a funny cap. That must be the male fish. Little by little, she waddles her way, though she knows the road perfectly, to the smallest stars and clouds. As if she could swim all that way with her eyes closed. Diablik hastily checks his pockets. The letters are with me. The cup. Diablik, he carefully touches his head. That's here. The sandwich. Diablik jumps up, hesitantly glancing at the house. Isn't he running late? Should I run to fetch a sandwich or not? I would say forget it for now. Diablik rushes to the house as fast as he can, holding the cup on his head, and stops somewhere in the middle of the way. Looks at the fish. The fish is already passing the nearest star and will soon be close to the asteroid. Diablik shrugs and goes back. The sandwich isn't that important after all. Diablik hastily returns to the swing. The male fish is right above his head. It's time to swing. Swings forth. Swing back. Diablik swings back. Swing forth. Diablik swings forth twice. Swing back. The swing goes back and forth, speeding up, and then release. Hey! Diablik flies up, letting go of the handles of the swing. The asteroid is left behind. It's now the only way, the second star to the right, and straight on till morning. Second star on the right, and then straight on. Okay. Kiddo? Are you alive? Hey, kiddo? An unconscious stowaway on my back. That's all I needed. Unfamiliar voice grunts. He almost knocked me off course, and I lost my cap because of him. Jeez. Diablik holds the fish very tight with one eye open. Do you need a special invitation to say something? Diablik tries to pull himself up and almost falls off the fish, slithering closer to her. The flight wasn't really pleasant, but nothing seems to be broken. The fish suddenly twitches. Diablik flies up and lands exactly in the middle of her back. Diablik crawls closer to the fish's eyes and gets comfortable, cautiously studying the void around him. Diablik looks at the male fish and energetically nods in gratitude. The fish glowers at the new companion. Well, so? Don't beat around the fish. Diablik hastily pulls up the letters out of the poncho, carefully unties the bow, and forgets himself for a second, letting go of the ribbon. The ribbon disappears behind the cones on the cosmic road as it gets further and further away. One more second, and it is lost in the darkness. Diablik, frightened, he holds the letters tight, watching the ribbon flicker in the distance. A moment later, after a moment of hesitation, he turns to the male fish, holding out the envelope with a heart drawn on it and another one with a stamp. The huge pufferfish scans the names of the sender and the recipient on the envelope and curses silently. So, yours, Diablik. I go by Roach. Roach smiles, looking straight ahead. Oh! Okay, there we go. You're a little piggy, Diablik. Another adventurer who's decided to cross the oceans for the sake of his lady friend. No please or thank you. You just randomly bumped into me and didn't even apologize. I've seen a lot of arrogant pricks like you, dozens of them. And no one listens to what I'm saying. Yeah, I only saw the dinosaurs getting extinct. Big deal. You'll do it your way anyway. Anyway, you've done a bad thing, and you owe me the fair price, that's for sure. And she stopped talking. Space settlements and a couple of rockets were left behind. Somewhere in the distance, the stars shone a particularly bright purple neon. It sits cross-legged, twisting the hem of his poncho and throwing side glances at his companion. Look at the head. Roach's face is looking extremely upset. She purses her lips and frowns a little. It seems that she's about to turn into an earth dog, a bulldog. That's right, a fish-shaped bulldog. She looks like she's in her 30s, or maybe even 60s. You know, these fish. Look at the body. Roach's body consists of many small growths to the touch, small fins, little tail. How could such a creature have survived for so long? Let's stop. Diablik rubs his eyes, checks the pockets and the cup for the 100th time in the last few minutes. Nothing is missing. They have a long way to go. The space is very unstable. Its hue and humor changes in the blink of an eye. It can be full of action, when the sky is cut by the streaks of rocket engines, and in a few seconds, hundreds of stars seem to be the closest thing that can be found in this corner of the universe. It seems that you can reach them with your hand. Those realms are unknown and inaccessible, and the two are lost in them. But they have their goals, so they move on. And further. And further. Roach stops sharply, without warning. Diablik didn't have time to react. He almost fell off the fish, but was able to stay on her back at the last moment. Oh no, a few letters fly out of his poncho and drift apart. Diablik, terrified, twitches and reaches for the nearest envelope, holding onto the male fish's fin. Roach catches one of the envelopes and holds it firmly in her mouth. Zyablik takes the second letter and holds it tightly, pressing it to his heart. He seems happy. Roach stays silent, then sighs heavily, rolling her eyes. Well, now you owe me twice. Zyablik nods, confused, and then hides the envelopes. They seem to be his only concern. You're green, that's all. To throw your life at the feet of some creature? To leave your home? What for? Think of the huge opportunities you have if you're not attached to anything. Roach strays the cosmos with her gaze, chewing her lip thoughtfully. You can make a lot of right and wrong decisions, as they say. When you make 2 mistakes, you still only die once, so why not? I would shrug. Zyablik shrugs his shoulders as if he doesn't care. Well, it's up to you to listen to a wise old woman sharing her life experience, or to look for your own cautionary tales. The fish seems to think deeply, and then says, either asking a question or making a statement. If you do a job for me, I will forget all your debts and even take you to your lady. Isn't that a grand offer? Zyablik tilts his head with interest. Look at the sky. What do you see? Zyablik looks around, turning his head. The sky in this part of space is so dark. Not as dark as in the nebula, and not as disturbing as when you meet a smashed rocket somewhere. It feels like a threat. There is no life in here, and there is definitely something missing. Stars. This sky is missing the stars. And planets. It looks as if they have been erased from the map and left the sky empty. Do you see the guiding stars, kiddo? Neither do I. I guess this happened recently. My brothers and sisters. Let them be eaten by a squid. Oh, lest them be eaten by a squid must be lost in space. Apparently, they did not pay attention to what they were taking and dragged the guiding stars. Without stars, there is no light, no landmarks, and certainly no one gets any letters. I've been a seasoned fish, and I could swim with my eyes closed, but you, Fry, are getting lost in 3 asteroids. The fish purrs smugly over the words said. Yeah, you fuck. So the deal is to talk to my brothers, sisters, and to bring the stars back where they belong, and we are even. The job is not difficult. You will also make friends and help others. So the lady will have no choice but to fall in love with you. The opportunity to become a knight in shining poncho isn't an everyday offer. Don't miss out. What are you going to do? Well, considering that it will also help people in the future, I will agree. Zyablik hesitates for a moment, then nods. Roach chuckles happily, expecting a good trip. Then go ahead. Let's go. Whoa. Okay. They reach the destination a lot faster than expected. This part of the space is hazy, as if someone has spilled a bag of dry ice. Small, muddy areas, as if someone has just walked through the water, and all the sand has risen from the bottom. Peering around them, here and there the clouds are lit by young stars. Zyablik tries to touch the fog, to run his hand over it to feel the pressure. But the fog just cleared a little, revealing magnificent views of early cosmic vortexes. The previous star gems seem to be glued to the sky. Roach is slowing down. We are here. Zyablik squints his eyes, searching for at least one living creature in this area. As they look around, something seems to be flickering nearby, small blue planet. Maybe it was just a temporary vertigo. However, there is nothing interesting to see. Zaplik squints his eyes, searching for at least one living creature in this area. We'll have to keep going. The pufferfish... Oh my god. The pufferfish drifts slowly, humming something to itself. It then stops and nods ambiguously at a point in space. Be careful with Pero. He is really tender. Run as soon as he starts crying. Diablik shakes his head in surprise and returns to looking for at least a silhouette of a fish. But nobody is there. Diablik waves his arms as strongly as he can, giving Roach a sign to swim further, but freezes. Oh, a huge, round eye. So strange, as if popped out from the worst secret fears, looks away, sometimes moving the pupil. The eye doesn't blink at all, and doesn't seem to notice what's going on. Sometimes the eye seems to fill up with water and sheds tears somewhere into the void that you can't really see from behind the laptop screen. Try to talk. Diablik hesitantly pokes Roach in the ribs, pointing at the eye. Roach pouts angrily. Can you just talk to him? Okay, fine. Roach clears her throat, quacks, and shouts loudly in the direction of the eye. Pero, someone wants to talk to you. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. The other eye. A head and a fin slowly and hesitantly come out of the cloud. A large, sad flounder looks at Diablik in fear and merges with the surroundings again. I'm not in the mood to talk to you. Sorry. Diablik points to the shiny dots in the sky, then to the flounder, and again to the dots. Pero sniffs, but does not come out a cloud, appearing before Roach and Diablik in all his glory. I knew you'd only come here because of the star. Oh no. Oh no. You don't need me at all. But I won't give it to you. It is now my best friend. And it has a pretty glow to it. But it didn't make me feel any better. And he starts crying again. Diablik covers his ears, shriveling. The flounder screams very shrilly. You have to do something quickly. Try to exchange the star for something. Diablik hides his hands under the poncho, figuring out what can be exchanged. Something that is similar to a star. The letters? No. They have to reach the recipient. The flower. Diablik hesitates, but takes out a flower pot, adjusts the petals carefully, and lowering his eyes so that Pero does not see how upset he is, stretches forward. The camera. Is this for me? Diablik nods quickly and points to the small dots of the stars again. The flounder carefully examines the flower, then examines Diablik and swims even closer to our hero. Can it tell me if anyone loves me? If I'm not mistaken, these flowers tell you if someone loves you, don't they? There is a barely noticeable shine of hope in Pero's eyes. A hope for something good among the endless hours of solitude. And Diablik cannot resist it. Diablik slowly nods, lowers his beak, and looks questioningly at Roach, making a strange movement with his hand. Of course, he does not want to give away his flower, and he doesn't want to ruin it even more. But if this is a way to the lady friend, why not? Roach grunts but still turns towards the flounder. Diablik asks, so what are we guessing on a chamomile? Ro looks guiltily at Diablik. Does anyone in this world love me? Maybe just a little. Diablik nods, hesitantly taking the chamomile by the petal. Ah. Someone does, plucks the first petal. Pero wipes away a tear with Diablic's poncho, his eyes shining. Roach purrs quietly and complacently, muttering something about unfulfilled love. Plucks the first petal. Diablic trembles and tears off the third petal, squinting at Pero, who is completely absorbed by the process. Plucks the first petal. Everyone holds their breath. Even the cosmos seems to share the motley trio's anxiety. Someone does. Diablic stops, looking at the last petal. Someone does. Oh, Pero's eyes are filled with tears again, but those aren't the old tears of pain. Those are the tears of relief, joy, and happiness. He looks at Diablic, at Roach, at Diablic again. He is incredibly happy. It feels like another star is born somewhere. It really seems so, until that guiding star appears as if from nowhere in front of Diablic's nose. Diablic gently picks it up with his hands, presses it to the heart, and lets the flower pot go. The flower floats in the air near Pero, whose smile shines as bright as the star. He silently nods to our hero. They understand each other without any words. Diablic waves goodbye all the way back, watching the fog, which was really Pero's tears, dissipate. When they are so far away from Pero that he's not visible anymore, the sky has changed its color to a softly goldish. Roach thanks Diablic quietly, and they traveled on. I mean, I'm glad that we could do that. Oh my god. You didn't even have to try to guess who lives in this part of space. Among the variety of bright planets and cosmic transitions woven together, you could see a long, sinuous body. It swirled around the celestial spheres, visually uniting the space, ending with loops and creating a bizarre landscape. And in the distance, there was the creature's head, illuminated by the neon light of the guiding star that she wore as a crown. Eris. Never seen anyone as selfish as she is. You want to get a star? Please manage to fool her narcissism. Diablic pulls the cup over his head, putting hands threateningly on his hips. Roach laughs. Yeah, me too. Well, that is one way to do it. They swim on, peering cautiously ahead. Maybe that's why they didn't notice one of the rings of the fish's body stretch out as a giant arc above, while the others cut off the way back, tightening like a rope around the neck. Nowhere to run. Oh no. The eel's long body tightens its rings and squeezing space around Diablic and Roach. Before they knew it, a long head with a sly face appeared right in front of them. The stars shining was blinding, so you had to bend to see who you're talking to. Well, well, well. What a cute bird got into... Such a cute bird got into my net today. She giggled, covering her mouth with one of her rings, and slowly stretched her tail towards Diablic. Diablic jumps back in panic. No need for that. Okay, this is where I'm going to save, because I haven't. Oh, thank God I saved. But this is where I'm going to put a pause for now, because this has been lovely and I don't want to ruin it at all. I am most definitely coming back to this. This is probably just going to be my next video as well. This is absolutely fantastic. I'm loving it. It's brilliant. And if you are still here, thank you for sticking around and staying till the end. It's incredibly appreciated. I super appreciate you. And take care, be safe, and I will see you in the next video.